doing parkour on the 4th floor of a building was a smart thing to do. Spoiler alert, this didn't end well. Come on, man. What is going on, my friend? This is Jason with the Nomad Experiment, and it is time for a tasty 2-minute travel tip. Look, I travel solo all the time. I stay in hostels a lot. It's very communal. We have a lot of conversations. We hear a lot of crazy stories. Just based on my own experience, over a matter of 2 hours, I had a friend who had both pockets picked. One was his cell phone, one was his wallet. I went back to the hostel, and one of the guys in the hostel had fallen from a 4th-story roof down to the 3rd-story landing because he decided that doing parkour on the top of a building, on the 4th floor of a building, was a smart thing to do. Oh wait, it was a smart thing to do 3 days after his travel insurance had run out. Spoiler alert, this didn't end well. So I'm sitting around with a bunch of my hostel mates later and I'm like, hey, what's everybody do in case of something like this? You worldly travelers have to have a good backup plan, right? Because at this point, this was very early in my travels. There's 6 or 7 people sitting around, they're all like, nope, I don't really have a plan. Everybody was just kind of winging it. One person had a friend who was walking across the street in the country and had an embolism in her leg. Those are things that are out of our control. You gotta have some backup plans. So here's my question for you. What are you gonna do in case of an emergency? Okay, that seems pretty simple. You're gonna whip out your old cellular telephone and you're gonna make a phone call to somebody and you're gonna say, hey somebody, I got an emergency, help me. All right, good plan. Seems solid. Nothing ambiguous about that at all, right? Wink. A lot of people's backup plan solely relies on this. What happens if this gets broken or lost or stolen? That's question number 1. Question number 2 is what happens if you're not able to operate your cell phone? What happens if you're out of commission and someone's actually trying to help you, but yet you don't have that many identifying things to help them figure out this mystery of who this person is, how they should be helped, maybe what hospital they should be calling or what insurance they should be dealing with in case of a real true emergency. That's when I started carrying something with me on every single trip, and it's pretty simple. Here it is. This just traveled 9 weeks across Europe with me. So what is regularly on this is a copy of the passport page with my photo on it with that passport information. Personally, I don't take my passport with me everywhere I'm going. There's certain times where I'm like, you know what? A copy of my passport better be enough for me to identify myself because I want to leave that very important passport back at the hostel room or in the hotel safe. I also have copies of my insurance cards. I have my travel insurance cards and I have my North American United States insurance card just in case I need both of them. Those have all the phone numbers I or somebody else would need in case of an emergency to know, hey, we're taking him to an emergency room and here's some insurance information. Hopefully that's enough. They have enough information there to get started. It also has my itinerary and my flights for my entire trip. So for instance, this had my flight from Charlotte to Ireland, from Ireland to Budapest, from Paris back to Charlotte. The other thing I added to this along the way was where I was staying, which hostels I was staying at in each city. I would literally just write down the name of the hostel and write down their phone number. So if I was incapacitated, somebody would be able to call that hostel and say, hey, by the way, we got a guy here who's clearly staying at your hostel, and it would be able to start to connect the dots. Most importantly, I have some emergency contact information. I have my dad's phone number and my mom's phone number back in the States. Keep in mind, this doesn't just work if you're knocked out and somebody's having to go through your pockets and figure out who you are and how to help you. This also works if this little sucker gets broken and you're in a foreign country and you don't really know where to start to get back to where you were staying or to call someone in case of emergency. I keep one in my backpack. I keep one in my pocket. Yeah, if somebody steals this, they're gonna have some of my identifying information. But again, once somebody steals something of yours, you're probably dealing with problems anyways. This is really about keeping you safe. All right, that's about it. Just wanted to give you a quick heads up. That's something easy. You can create that document once, simply update it with the new information on your trip. Bob's your uncle. You're ready to go for the next one. Hope that helps. If you like this kind of stuff, subscribe. I'm gonna be doing a lot more 2 or 3 minute travel talks. If you got some tips for me to add to this, put them in the comments and go check me out on Instagram and I will catch you on the flip side. Peace.